The world is changing so quickly. Sometimes it's hard to tell what is real and what is altered or manipulated. With the magic of computer graphics, we can speed things up or slow them down, enhance them, color them, or animate. But the real magic found in nature requires patience and a keen awareness to see it. When I was 18, I lived in Yosemite for a year in a tent. Photography was an interest of mine, along with rock climbing. I was very fortunate to have a photography mentor who trained under some very famous outdoor photographers. One of the most important lessons I received from him was anticipate what is going to happen and be there ready before it does. That lesson has stayed with me my whole life. Seeing the clouds in the sky, recognizing the wind direction, and how hard it's blowing, paying attention to the light, where the sun is. One can anticipate what may happen, but you have to be there ready for it before it happens, to catch the best sunrises and the best sunsets. Anticipate what is going to happen and be there before it does. That works for photography, but it also works for tree work. When you've been doing tree work a long time, you recognize things that have happened to you in the past, or you can project what may occur before it does. And if you think about it, that understanding of what can go on in our business can save your life or protect somebody on the ground, or if nothing else, make cutting the limb go smoother and not hang up. There's a lot of understanding that goes on in tree care and tree work that a lot of the younger climbers just don't quite get, and it takes time. It takes years of being in the same situation or similar situation. Let's take understanding different species of tree, for instance. When you're up in, say, a big valley oak or a big live oak, you know the difference between the two trees. You know the difference between the woods. You know the flex that's going on. As you're working your way out on a limb, obviously you're tied in someplace above, hopefully. You can feel your own weight added to that limb, and if there's enough flex in the limb that things are okay. But if you work your way out and it's holding solid and working its way down and not flexing back up, you may be able to recognize that limb is too heavy. And if it's too heavy, you may need to take a bigger cut. You may need to take something a little bit corrective in terms of preserving that branch before it breaks. There's an awful lot to know in tree work. It's more than understanding the diseases or even identifying the trees and knowing about decay. It's all the subtle nuances of what it's like when you're up in the tree, how a tree reacts, what kind of fibers in different types of woods will hold tight as you're making the cuts. For instance, pine trees, that they hang up really well, and sometimes it's better to make the cut from just the top and let the hinging action of the wood break off and pull it over and swing it past you. Whereas another type of wood, that if you start to cut on the top, it's going to pop. Redwood, for instance, you don't get any swing at all on a redwood limb. If you start cutting a redwood limb, it just snaps. Whereas a pine limb, you can start cutting and you'll start cracking and cracking and cracking and go. Those are just a couple of examples. There's hundreds, if not thousands, of examples of what you need to know. And if you've got a good mentor or somebody that can help you out, listen to them. Take advantage of someone else's time in the business. I know I've been at it a long time, and I'm trying really hard to help out and give back through these videos and this YouTube channel. But there's only so much I can do. You've got to learn it on your own. So if you're a tree worker or an aspiring arborist, I hope I can help you as much as I possibly can. If you come to this channel just because you love trees, hey, appreciate it. You know, it's something we can all learn. And you know, I've been at it a long time. I'm going on 48 years doing tree work. And one thing I can say is I learn something new every single day. So for the new year, that's what I want you guys to take with you. Learn something new every single day. Thanks a lot and Happy New Year.